Oh look, it's World War II with a fun Nintendo spin. On today's episode, we track how many people we kill in our playthrough of Battalion Wars on GameCube. Battalion Wars was developed as a spin-off of the Famicom Advance Wars series and melds two unlikely genres, real-time strategy and third-person shooter. In the game, you control a squad of soldiers from a fairly pulled-back third-person perspective. Like a normal RTS, you issue commands such as attacking and defending to the troops under your control, but you also directly control one of your soldiers and move around the battlefield, with the ability to freely swap to any unit at any time. Tired of running around as a simple rifle grunt? Swap into the heavy tank and go wreck some enemy armor. Or those pesky gunships decimating your troops? Switch to a missile veteran and knock them out of the sky. The only game I've played that I can loosely compare it to is Pikmin 2, where you control Olimar but order the Pikmin under your control to attack or pick up items. But in this analogy, you can freely swap and play as a Pikmin too. It's not a perfect comparison, but it's the best I could come up with. The game is broken up into 5 campaigns with decent mission variety. Every mission's primary goal must be completed, like defending a base, destroying all enemy tanks, or keeping non-playable units alive. Secondary objectives are exactly what they sound like, but if achieved, will often help you complete the main objective. For example, many maps have POW camps that if liberated will bolster your force with reinforcements. At the end of each level, you are given a grade based on 3 criteria: power, or how many enemies you killed, technique, or how many casualties you suffered, and time, how fast you completed the mission. If your average mission score across each campaign is high enough, you unlock a bonus mission, allowing you to play one of the other factions, which is pretty cool. The first campaign, the Western Frontier, teaches you the basics of combat and how to issue commands to basic units like rifle grunts and bazooka veterans. Based on their name, you can probably guess what their strengths and weaknesses are. Rifle grunts are good against infantry and suck against enemy armor, and vice versa with the bazooka veterans. Other units like machine gunners, mortars, and missile vets are surprisingly versatile and can be used against both armor and infantry. Most units do have a hard counter, but the only place I found this problematic was with gunships. Gunships function as flying tanks and absolutely suck to fight. They are very maneuverable, which makes anti-air vehicles and missile vets the only viable units to take them down. If you aren't paying attention and lose your precious AA units, it makes missions a nightmare and practically impossible to complete. Compounding this, a few of the final missions have gunships that constantly spawn, so it's not like you ever get a reprieve from the aerial onslaught. The first campaign can be almost too basic, but as you progress, your battalion expands to multiple types of ground units, armor, artillery, and air support. Unfortunately, from what I can tell, all factions have identical units. They may have visual differences and a different name, but when you get to use them in the bonus missions, they are functionally the same, which is disappointing. As noted in the intro, the story takes its cues from World War II, with factions analogous to the US, the Soviet Union, Japan, and Germany. The narrative adds some supernatural elements and slapstick humor, with generic cookie-cutter faction leaders. The story and characters end up being forgettable, but I wager most people are here for the gameplay, so it's not a major issue. After finishing the final campaign, where does that leave the kill count? In total, in Battalion Wars, we killed 1 spy, 5 listening posts, 3 spy balloons, 41 MG towers, 20 MG nests, 358 rifle grunts, 20 assault veterans, 46 flame veterans, 163 bazooka veterans, 30 missile veterans, 7 mortar veterans, 24 light tanks, 64 heavy tanks, 7 light recons, 12 heavy recons, 7 anti-air vehicles, 19 artillery, 6 battle stations, 8 transport copters, 15 bombers, 6 fighters, 75 gunships, and 3 strato destroyers. This brings the grand total to 963 enemies. For context, I played each main mission once, the Western Frontier bonus mission once, and then tried and failed the Dune Sea bonus mission twice. This puts Battalion Wars in 6th place, narrowly squeaking out a 2-kill advantage over Link from the original Legend of Zelda, but falling about 40 kills shy of Sonic & Company from Sonic Adventure 2 Battle. Overall, I enjoyed the game, but in my opinion, Battalion Wars is the perfect example of an idea that is better on paper than it is in practice. Real-time strategy games are notoriously hard to implement on consoles. Lacking the precisions of a mouse to select units, and the paltry amount of buttons on a controller severely limits your ability to issue commands and assign hotkeys. Yes, you can command individual soldiers with the C-stick to execute a task like attacking, but more often than not in the heat of battle, I would just select all bazooka troops to attack the first vehicle I saw, and everyone else to attack whoever I was targeting. In theory, you would want to divide your soldiers to focus on different targets, but it was so awkward to select individual units that I almost never did. Compounding this issue, your player-controlled unit is far more potent at killing the enemy, so if you settle for issuing the most basic commands to your other soldiers, you'll be okay. In fact, this led to one of my favorite childhood strategies of leaving all my troops behind and trying to solo the mission, or at least take out all the armor or air units so the rest of my battalion could come in and mop up anyone left. While a fun, niche strategy, it completely ignores the tactical aspect of the game. Another negative about using the C-stick strictly for cycling units is that controlling vehicles is a chore. I don't have good quality footage of my original gameplay, but at one point I drove a battle station, one of the most powerful units in the game, straight into a pond, all because of the fiddly controls. I promise I'll stop talking about the vehicles, but look at the shocks on this light recon. Unbelievable. Another thing I found interesting is that the map allows you to see the location of every soldier. This is obviously incredibly useful, but I do wonder if the game would be better served implementing some primitive fog of war, so it's not immediately obvious what the strength of the enemy position is. This may also increase the usefulness of light and heavy recons, which I found to be the most underwhelming of all the vehicles. I know I've sounded negative and nitpicky, but even if Battalion Wars doesn't live up to the potential of its blended genres, it remains one of my 3 favorite games I've played for the channel so far, and would recommend anyone give it a try. For a GameCube game, it isn't outrageously priced and is easy to obtain, or of course, you could explore alternative options to give it a go. The campaign clocks in between 3 and 5 hours, and the ability to control different units and improve your mission score offers some replayability. I don't think it will be many people's favorite game, but in today's gaming landscape, when most publishers play it safe with incremental sequels, its uniqueness is commendable. Thanks for checking out the channel, feel free to give the video a like, and subscribe if you're interested in future video game kill counts.